It was a tragic and terrifying night in South Carolina as gunfire tore through a local bar packed with weekend visitors. 4 people are dead, and at least 20 others are injured after chaos broke out early Sunday morning at Willie's Bar and Grill on St. Helena Island. According to the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office, the shooting happened around 1 o'clock in the morning. Hundreds of people had gathered at the popular spot when suddenly shots rang out, sending crowds running for cover. Witnesses described a scene of panic as victims and bystanders ran into nearby businesses, desperately looking for a place to hide. When deputies arrived, they found a large crowd outside the bar, and several people were already suffering from gunshot wounds. Sadly, 4 victims were pronounced dead at the scene. At least 20 others were injured, including 4 who were rushed to local hospitals in critical condition. Authorities say more people later showed up at area hospitals, seeking help for injuries connected to the same incident. The names of the victims have not yet been released, as families are still being notified. Right now, investigators from multiple law enforcement agencies are working together to piece together what happened. They're reviewing security footage, talking to witnesses, and tracking down persons of interest who may be connected to the shooting. Fire and EMS teams were also on site, providing emergency care and helping transport the wounded. In a statement, the Beaufort County Sheriff's Office called it a tragic and difficult incident for everyone involved, and asked the public for patience as the investigation continues. South Carolina Representative Nancy Mace reacted to the news, saying she was completely heartbroken by the deadly shooting. She offered prayers for the victims, their families, and everyone impacted by what she called a horrific act of violence. This shooting comes just weeks after another deadly attack in neighboring North Carolina, where 3 people were killed and several others injured at a waterfront restaurant. The growing number of mass shootings across the Southeast has once again reignited national conversations about public safety and gun violence in America. Police are urging anyone who saw or heard anything that night to come forward. If you have information, contact Investigator Master Sergeant Duncan at 840-32-553418. You can also share anonymous tips through Crime Stoppers of Beaufort County. As investigators continue their search for answers, the community of St. Helena Island is left mourning and shaken. What was meant to be an ordinary weekend night turned into one of the darkest days the small South Carolina community has ever seen. This is a developing story, and we'll keep bringing you updates as new information comes in.